Google has recently announced its plans to expand its pre-bunking campaign in Europe in an effort to combat online misinformation. This campaign involves training users on how to spot misleading claims online. It does this by highlighting the techniques of misleading claims through video ads on platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Pre-bunking focuses on improving critical thinking skills so that users are more readily able to detect false claims. Now, experts suggest that the use of pre-bunking may help to limit the spread of misinformation. Well, joining us now to discuss misinformation, disinformation, and pre-bunking and more is Marcus Kolga, founder of disinfowatch.org. Mr. Kolga, welcome back to Forum Daily.
Thank you so much for having me on.
So, what do we know so far about Google's pre-bunking campaign and what it looks like exactly?
Well, it looks like it's being quite successful. These videos that Google has created, very, very short videos that they've posted to Facebook, TikTok, other social media platforms. As you mentioned, they promote critical thinking and help try to promote the cognitive resources that we might have when we're consuming information, so that we just don't blindly accept everything. And so these videos were projected to at least 38 million viewers in Poland and Slovakia and other Central and Eastern European nations. And the results are positive. It seems that those people who did watch these videos have a greater ability to spot disinformation after having consumed them. So it looks like it may not be the silver bullet that we need to defeat the scourge of misinformation and disinformation in our society, but it's certainly a step in the right direction.
Sounds like a helpful tool. Now, another thing to consider here are online algorithms. So, how do these algorithms sort of catalyze this issue and help to target individuals that may be more susceptible to such misinformation claims?
Well, that's a great question. These algorithms are rigged by social media companies to basically feed into the existing biases that we have. So these algorithms track our movements online. They know what sort of content we like to see, and then they feed us very similar content. And unfortunately, there are those online, especially those that publish misinformation and disinformation, who exploit that. They know the kind of biases that we have, and so they exploit our raw emotions, fear, anger, and such, and feed into them with this sort of content. And so this is another way where these sorts of pre-bunking videos, as they're calling them, can allow social media users to understand when these sorts of narratives are trying to exploit their emotions, and hopefully it gives them those cognitive resources to reject misinformation and disinformation when they see them.
Now, we know this pre-bunking campaign is currently in Europe by Google, but bringing this back home, where is Canada at when it comes to the threat of misinformation at both the individual and societal level?
Well, look, I think we're far behind our European allies. We're only coming to the realization that this is a significant threat to our democracy. The government is putting resources towards researching and trying to build up our long-term resilience against misinformation and disinformation. But it's really efforts like Google's Disinfo Watch, which is a platform that I run, has been advocating for this sort of pre-bunking for quite some time. Debunking specific stories is a bit like a whack-a-mole process. I mean, it's never ending, and we know that with AI capabilities increasing, we know that these our foreign adversaries and domestic ones as well will intensify their use of misinformation, disinformation. So creating long-term resilience against it will take these sorts of digital media literacy efforts, education, in order to do that and make sure that our entire society again has the cognitive resources to apply that critical thinking to the information that they're consuming.
Right, Mr. Kolga, just a quick 45 seconds left here, but how can our viewers learn to better spot misinformation and disinformation online?
Well, I think it's looking at these Google videos and some of the information we posted on DisinfoWatch as well. It's really when you're on social media, and most of us are nowadays, if the headlines of the information you're seeing seem a little bit too spectacular, If you feel like there's an emotional reaction to the headlines you're seeing, the easiest thing that you can do is check the source, make sure that that information is coming from a credible place, and you can use Google's fact-checking services to check that headline, run it through there, and see if there are alerts about it with regards to misinformation and disinformation.